Yes, sir, listen, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not.
She's a little punk. Airport. Gun in the bag.
Yeah.
I go to private school. It's not mine, it's his gun.
Meech was making money, but he was spending it hand over fist, like you said.
Chrome heart jeans. You got 10 pair of those, do the math. What's that, 100,000?
It's crazy how quickly things can flip in this game. Lil Meech was a year ago the embodiment of youth and style, with the entire culture supporting him as he bore the legendary BMF name. He was meant to represent the next generation of that authentic Street 2 screen legacy. However, at some point, that respect began to deteriorate. And now, those who once referred to him as the future are claiming he has fallen off. Not in terms of music or career, but ethically. See, Lil Meech didn't just inherit his fame, he also inherited a code. His dad, Big Meech, established BMF based on loyalty, respect, and discipline. He commanded fear, but more crucially, respect. As a result, when his son entered the limelight, expectations weighed heavily. People desired to see that same calm authority, that same street smarts, just updated for the present day. And for some time, he possessed it. From his role as 50 Cent's father in the successful series BMF, to his charming demeanor in interviews, it appeared he was making all the right moves. However, it wasn't long before cracks appeared. The initial blow came with the airport scandal. After being allegedly accused of taking someone else's luggage, Meech was detained, and footage of the incident went viral. Although the case was resolved later, the damage had already been inflicted. Individuals mocking him on the internet, making remarks such as, "Your pops built empires, and you out here stealing bags?" Initially, it was all in good fun, but that moment sowed a seed. Fans began to wonder whether Lil Meech was genuinely suited for this life, or if he was merely riding on his father's coattails.
That's who he really is, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these people get caught up and stuck in character.
Lil Meech is not a gangster.
Not at all.
He's the son of a gangster.
Gun in the bag.
Yeah.
I go to private school. It's not mine, it's his gun. You don't know my dad.
Then the Summer Walker drama unfolded. Initially, their relationship seemed to embody the aspirations of young love. Two celebrities are in sync and flaunting online. However, after the breakup happened, things became chaotic. Screenshots, dubious posts, subliminals, all of these depicted Meech as immature and controlling. Supporters began to notice a different aspect of his personality, less of the cool BMF vibe, and more like a Hollywood baby grappling with ego problems. Summer even suggested that his focus was more on clout than commitment, which caused people to lose even more respect. He became the target of social media overnight. People began to express sentiments such as, he was given everything, and he still fumbled the bag, and Meech is not his dad. He is now This change in energy affected him severely, as it marked the first time people began to link him with problems instead of power. In reality, the BMF name is imbued with a genuine legacy. You can't behave authentically. You have to be genuine. At this moment, the streets aren't witnessing that from Lil Meech anymore.
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, sir, listen, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
We can get that all straightened out.
Please.
In the aftermath of that drama, Lil Meech attempted to recover, but every action he took only exacerbated the situation. He began to appear in interviews, exuding arrogance, dismissing criticism, and speaking as if he were invulnerable. Rather than showing humility and working to restore his image, he reinforced his previous stance. Supporters were all, who hyped him up, because the old-school energy that his father embodied was absent. In one interview, Meech remarked, "People are going to talk regardless. Meech is who I am. They are unable to cancel me." And that annoyed a lot of people. It was not confidence. It was hubris. It is easy to distinguish between him and his father. Big Meech gained respect. Lil Meech anticipates it. You can't expect to be honored in the culture if you haven't put in the effort yourself. In the meantime, the genuine street figures who had grown up looking up to BMF began to voice their opinions. Some mentioned that he is misplaying the name and making incorrect moves. An OG even stated in a podcast, "You can't rep the brand if you're not living by the principles." Meech Sr. established that based on respect rather than social media followers, the comment went viral because it resonated with the truth. Lil Meech was becoming disconnected from the basis of his name's existing value.
Already, so I really took a chance on using the money I had saved up for my family.
Yeah. I apologize for that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Then, the attitude changed. Rather than expressing thanks to 50 Cent for the opportunity, fans observed that he ceased all mentions of Fifth. There were even speculations about possible backstage tensions, such as the idea that Meech was beginning to think he was the reason for BMF's success rather than vice versa. And if you know 50, he's not the right guy to test. 50 Cent provided him with a platform, shaped his acting career, and ensured his relevance during times when rap wasn't thriving. However, Meech began to move as if he didn't require direction. At that moment, you could sense the industry distancing itself from him. Fans started referring to him as Hollywood Meech online. Whenever he shared something showy or boasted about being Meech Jr., the comments would be inundated with clown emojis. Folks began to say, "You ain't your pops, bro. You're soft." Though this may seem severe, it mirrors the foundation of hip-hop authenticity. In this culture, arrogance is not rewarded unless one has accomplishments to back it up. The situation deteriorated to the point where some of his contemporaries began to put distance between themselves and him. You didn't see him associating with as many rappers. Even the BMF cast ceased their vigorous promotion of him. It was as if everyone understood that Lil Meech isn't bearing the name. He's just utilizing it. The more he attempted to validate himself through ego, the more individuals perceived the pretense.
Meech is doing this big concert, and I believe he's probably trying to create more interest in it. And so then 50 gets upset about that.
This is where the real reversal occurred. The streets began to discuss not his career, but rather how out of touch he was with the culture his father had a hand in creating. Lil Meech began to show up more at fashion shows and Hollywood events than in his neighborhood, and while success is nothing to be ashamed of, his demeanor suggested he was fleeing from his roots rather than embodying them. People started to criticize him for acting instead of living. A viral comment read, "He playing Big Meech on TV, but he forgot how to be Meech in real life." It was a strong blow because, although he's succeeding as an actor, the streets don't care about acting. They are concerned about energy. Big Meech represented unity, brotherhood, and strength. Lil Meech's name is now synonymous with gossip, blogs, and TMZ moments. The last straw came when fans discovered old footage of him, boasting about being the face of BMF. That line landed badly with people. People commented, "How are you the face of something your dad created while he's still living?" It seemed as though he was attempting to replace the legend rather than pay tribute to him. At that moment, it became clear that respect was no longer there. Even the fact that 50 Cent didn't comment on the situation spoke volumes. Usually, 50 protects his crew online, makes jokes, or sets the record straight. This time, however, he did not speak at all, and that silence conveyed a great deal. Even 50 seemed to understand that Lil Meech had to learn his lesson the hard way.
Anything, or did he just kind of, unfollow Lil Meech?
Well, he posted a rap. Said they call me.
Credibility is crucial in the music industry. You can have features, celebrity, and followers, but if the streets don't support you, you're done. And Lil Meech is currently in that position. The rappers who used to yell at him have stopped. The fans who used to stand up for him are laughing. In actuality, Lil Meech's issue is tone more than skill. Even though he hasn't yet earned stripes, he is behaving as though he is already a legend. He's mistaking respect for attention, and those two things aren't the same in hip-hop. How you behave when no one is looking, how you treat others, how you carry on your legacy, and how you respond to pressure are all indicators of respect. Meech seemed to be more concerned with appearing to be a boss than with actually being one at the moment. And for that reason, everyone has turned away, from the originals to the fans. Because the streets don't accept haughtiness, regardless of how well known your last name is. They value sincerity. Lil Meech is at a crossroads now that his reputation is at jeopardy. He has two options: either humble himself, restore his reputation, and properly honor his father's history, or continue acting like a Hollywood casualty who has lost touch with the neighborhoods where he grew up. It didn't have to be this way, which is the insane part. In front of him was the blueprint. His father demonstrated to the world how to lead with dignity rather than conceit. He learned how to transform a name into a brand from 50 Cent. Lil Meech only needed to maintain her composure and concentrate on her legacy. Instead, he pursued recognition, drama, and likes. The same people who first supported him are now criticizing him. Social media has been brutal. Memes showing him appearing disoriented. Captions such as "Big Meech established an empire." A PR problem was created by Lil Meech. It's harsh, but that's what happens when you lose sight of the fact that respect and celebrity are not synonymous. Rumors began to circulate even within the business that 50 would be reducing Lil Meech's prominence in the upcoming BMF season in order to give other actors more attention. It's an indication that people are gradually losing faith in his maturity, whether it's real or not, because your name loses significance once people no longer believe in your character. However, accountability is the one thing that can save him. Fans would support Lil Meech once more if he came clean, acknowledged his errors, and demonstrated improvement. Hip-hop adores tales of redemption, but he's too arrogant at the moment. Every time he uploads something online, it's more distractions, more denial, and more flexing, all of which demonstrate that he's not paying attention. The truth is that if you're going in the opposite direction from what made BMF great, you can't create a new era for it. Rather than celebrity and drama, respect is derived from humility, commitment, and constancy. And Lil Meech's name will continue to fade in the society that once welcomed him until he finds out. Thus, Lil Meech lost all respect in hip-hop as a result of acting more like a celebrity than a leader. And that's the fastest way to lose all your father toiled for in a game based on legacy and devotion. Your fans don't matter to the streets. Your foundation is important to them. Lil Meech must now make the decision of whether he wants to continue the BMF tradition or become just another example of how celebrity can destroy authenticity.